So you've come here for the truth. Well, we've got the truth and nothing but the truth. Here are your hosts, Robert A. Bianchi and David J. Bruno.
Welcome to WMTR's Nothing But the Truth with your host Bob Bianchi and Dave Bruno every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. And of course, our podcast on all these amazing shows drops on Wednesdays. Dave, I am so excited. Once again, we're going to be spotlighting the 200 Club of Morris County. And as you know, we've already done a video on this, the amazing work that they do. But more impressively is the people that they've got working with them and the volunteers to help first responders who's unfortunately have passed away, their families, or people who have been seriously injured. They've literally raised millions of dollars. And you know what? We talk about this all the time. If you can't be a first responder, if you can't be a police officer, an EMT, I was an EMT for many years, or a fireman, you can still support groups like the 200 Club, and you're volunteering when you do that. Our great guests are Sheriff James Gannon from the Morris County Sheriff's Office, as well as Dr. Robert DiMidio, who is the president of the 200 Club. Two amazing individuals. In fact, we were just with Sheriff Gannon, prolific career. We know him from as a police officer back in the day, and then became a detective in the Morris County Prosecutor's Office, rose to the level of deputy chief. He was the go-to guy for every major crime. We know because we prosecuted a lot of cases that Sheriff Gannon actually put together from nowhere. And Dr. DiMidio is certainly no slouch in his field as well. So we're really looking forward to talking about the 200 Club and then getting into the mindset of what makes them successful folks, Dave.
Yeah, what an amazing organization. I'm so happy to be attending the celebration, the 50th anniversary, upcoming on May 5th. And this organization really does so much for the fallen of police officers and first responders through the help financially for the families of the fallen, as well as scholarships for the families and other individuals in the line. So, gentlemen, thank you so much, not only for being with us on Nothing But the Truth, but also for all the public service that you guys put into what your jobs in the organization. Special thanks from me and Bob. Thank you.
Yeah, now I would typically start, I got to be honest with you, with the sheriff, because we have that law enforcement connection with one another. But I'm going to reverse the script from what I typically do, and I'm going to go to the doctor. First off, doctor, thank you so much for leading this organization, of which the sheriff is actually the MC. And I'm going to be honored as the keynote speaker. I am so, as the former Morris County prosecutor, I love the 200 Club, everything that you do. So thank you so much for that. Doctor, tell us a little bit more about the flavor of the 200 Club and why people should participate.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Bob and Dave, for having us on here for the exposure for the 200 Club of Morris County. We're a nonprofit organization. We've been around for 50 years, and that's why we're celebrating our 50th anniversary coming up on May 5th. I thank you also, Bob, for accepting to be our guest speaker, and we do really appreciate that. We're a nonprofit group. We have given over $5 million in the course of our 50 years to first responder families.
Yeah, that's an amazing statistic. And Sheriff, as we all work together at some point in time, and we're still obviously you're very connected to the law enforcement community, and I certainly have an affinity towards that. It's no surprise to me that you're the MC for this event in this organization. But can you tell us from a law enforcement perspective the value and importance that the 200 Club delivers for all first responders in Morris County?
Yes, I mean, what a phenomenal organization, 50 years running. As Dr. DiMidio said, $5 million has been provided to the estates of people who died in the line of duty and the children of people who died in the line of duty. Here we are in Morris County, and we're upwards of 50 people that have died in the line of duty serving our communities. You know, the police, the fire, EMS, and the New Jersey State Police. They're just such a great organization. I'm honored to be a small part of it, but these people truly, day in and day out, are focused on helping people who help us in the community. And I can't say enough about the 200 Club. May 5th is exciting. We're looking forward to hearing from you, Bob, as the prosecutor, and your outlook on life and the career and good criminal justice. You know, I think it's going to be a real exciting day.
Yeah, Sheriff, you touched upon something, and we'll get to the doctor in a minute, but as you know, I host a legal show, and I'm always supportive of the police when it's appropriate to do so, and I think that, in my opinion, the police unfortunately get beaten up a lot in the media, and it's a little frustrating when you've worked within the flesh of these organizations to understand, yeah, there's problems, but the overwhelming majority of law enforcement in particular, and certainly EMTs and firefighters are, they use the cliche, putting their lives on the line every day. But, going back to my experience of having transport the first diagnosed AIDS patient in New Jersey to the infectious disease hospital in New York many, many years ago, I remember the fear I had at the time because nobody knew how you transmitted it. Everybody was walking around in these suits and masks, and I was like a young boy, as a teenager with nothing, no protection. And I look at if there could not be a better example of the heart and soul of first responders and what they've just confronted with COVID. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that looked like the past 2 years?
I tell you, COVID was a game changer for all of us. Remember, when people in the community were working remotely, and that was the responsible thing to do. We support that. Working remotely, police, fire, EMS, and those troopers were not working remotely. They were there. How about our correctional police officers in our correctional facility? They were at work every day in and day out, truly heroes on the front lines, along with our nurses, along with our doctors, our medical staff, our medical reserve corps, those people. We had 340,000, inoculations, right, from COVID, and we had a lot of testing centers in the county. I saw the best, in my career that spans about 40 years, I saw truly the best in first responders through that time. Difficult time, we had a lot of people die and things like that, but I saw true bravery all throughout the public safety sector. I tell you, it was unbelievable. We don't expect anything but that, do we, here in Morris County and throughout the state of New Jersey? But I can't say enough about the first responders and just letting them know that we get it. That's so important. So many times people talk about trust in public safety and all those types of things. I tell you, I see great things going on. And when there are not great things going on and somebody does something wrong, as you alluded to, we deal with it. We're responsible, the manner in which we handle ourselves here in New Jersey.
Dave?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we never really even thought about the essential worker terminology up until COVID. And what you've referenced really are essential workers, essential to the safety of our public, to the ongoing operations of the jail and public service. I mean, so again, just applaud all the individuals. Doctor, to you, how could individuals support this organization more? I know that there are memberships that people in law enforcement and the first responders have. They could join into the group. Can civilians, and if not, what are the opportunities that civilians have to contribute and help out the organization?
David, any civilian could basically join an organization. We have presently around 875 members in our organization. And we do give out other things besides just death benefits to surviving spouses. We also give out over 590 scholarships we've actually given out in the course of our 50 years. Presently, we give 15 scholarships of $5,000 each to high school seniors who are affiliated with the first responder family. We also have, as we will find out on May 5th, we have honorees for Valor and Meritorious awards that each year we give out awards to those deserving who went beyond the call of duty. This year we have 35 honorees that we are honoring that night, and Jimmy will do a fantastic job, as he always does, as the MC of the program. Over the course of 50 years, we've given out 600 Valor and Meritorious awards to that community. Now, how members, civilians could join, it is a $200 fee. That's where the 200 Club name comes from. And it hasn't changed in 50 years. So $200 back when is worth quite a bit more than $200 that we're asking these days. But we are always trying to expand. The more members we get, the more we can provide to our first responders. And again, this is all in Morris County. We are providing, this is all in-house here in the county. We provide all the benefits to the first responder family, but they're all either Morris County residents or they serve in Morris County. That would be the stipulation.
Doctor or Sheriff, can you give us an idea of the people who are getting these awards, what they look like and why they're getting the award in the first place?
Yeah, they're people that look like you and I, but are truly heroes. You want to talk about people who were involved in rescuing people from fires. You want to talk about people who were rescuing people from heavy floods in county, out of county. Real people that are trying to help other people that get caught in the flood. Those types of things. I mean, true courage you're going to see. The finest and the bravest in action here in Morris County. I tell you, we scrutinize these awards. We receive awards from the various sectors, right? Police, fire, EMS, and the state police. Those sectors, they come to us. We scrutinize them because the 200 Club is known for giving only the best work, awards to people doing the best work, heroic work. We have valor or a meritorious team award. But I tell you, it's unbelievable when you really sit down and we take it very seriously and we go over it. We get to really dig through the investigative reports or the incident reports of these matters, and you just shake your head that everybody came home safe after these activities.
Yeah,
If I could just add one thing to that, I've had the honor of videotaping all these honorees and taking photographs in the last 3 or 4 weeks. These people are outstanding individuals, whether it be the East Hanover crew that went into Livingston and saved some police officers who were actually hanging on to tree limbs at that Hurricane Ida on September 1st. The crew that went down to Somerset County to help out Somerset County, the same way Swift Water Rescues, or that Madison fire that an old elderly woman was saved. Her life was saved from a coordinated effort between the police, fire, and actually Office on Emergency Management also. That also contributed to that. So these are people that are outstanding, and they just step up, and that's why we honor them. The valor usually means that they put their life on the line. Meritorious is in a lesser state, but we still honor that meritorious award also.
Excellent, guy.
If I could add to it, in Dover, have an officer that intercepts a kidnapping of a 2-year-old. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just key work and how to fight to save that kid. Just had to get in there and fight right at ground level and take care of that. So there's a lot of those types of things, as Dr. Medio says, like, man, real good police work and good fire work out there.
All right, excellent, guys. Great explanation. This is WMTR Radio's Nothing But the Truth. We'll be right back with these amazing guests. Please stay with us.
At the Bianchi Law Group, our team of former prosecutors and certified criminal trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and domestic violence cases. When you need a law firm with courage, compassion, and the commitment to fight for you, call the Bianchi Law Group today.
Okay, welcome back to WMTR Radio's Nothing But the Truth with your hosts Bob Bianchi and Dave Bruno. So we're talking 200 Club, and I want to get a little bit into the mindset. This is what this show is all about, and I don't think that anything other than the 200 Club is all about mindset. Doctor, it's your mindset and the 200 Club staff and members and executive officers to outreach and volunteer your time to help those first responders, like you talked about in our first segment. Give me an idea of what are we looking at for this event? How are we looking at with regard to numbers, and where can people find tickets?
They can go online. We have 400. It's a fantastic crowd coming at a fantastic, magnificent venue, the Legacy Castle in Pompton Plains. We have 475 people so far. They could still sign up for purchase of tickets. They can go to the 200 Club of morriscounty.com and purchase their tickets there. And again, the tickets will be open until this Thursday coming. So that would be a week from now.
I just have one request as your keynote speaker, that if anybody is getting released on parole in the next week that I put in jail for a while, if you don't mind, let me know about that. A couple people getting out after a couple 20, 30 years.
I will. And we'll also lock the doors also.
All right, all kidding aside. Guys, I want to talk about mindset here. That's what the show's about. Sheriff, I want to go to you first because I know you so well. Before I even became the county prosecutor, the Jimmy Gannon ability to be able to solve cases and respect statewide was very obvious. And you started out as a police officer. You rose to the top of your game as solving all sorts of stubborn and sticky homicide cases. And what I mean by that is it's a whodunit, and you got to kind of figure it out. And now you're the sheriff. You're the elected sheriff of Morris County. You don't get to those spaces without the right mindset. So as it relates to Jimmy Gannon, the man, what is it that you think has made you the most successful in your personal and your professional life?
Thank you for the kind comments. I mean, I think it all goes back to starts at our upbringing. Look back at Buddy Bianchi, your upbringing, right? My father was a New York City police detective. My mother was a loving woman that raised us in a house. My grandmother worked at the House of Good Shepherd for underprivileged ladies. So I grew up with that. I think it does help a little bit when you're in that. And, when we're investigating things, and I was trained right, I think my field training officer, Michael LaRusso, he was a patrolman in Boonton, a great friend of mine to this day, who came out in 1967, and all the people that trained me, and there was some World War II sergeants and things like that when I started. And they trained me to be good to people and care for people and empathize with people. And I think I learned that, there, but also is stay with it. Stay with it. When we don't value people, we don't do the case because we value this person over this person. Everybody that gets victimized by crime, whether it's sexual assault or property crime or homicide, we have to step into their shoes. Okay. And that's in the homicide group. That's in investigators, detectives, prosecutors. That's at their core of what we need to do. And we prove time and time again, if we can step in their shoes and we're not afraid to work nights, weekends, and holidays. This is not a 9-to-5 job, but we're going to work nights, weekends, and holidays, and we're going to make it happen. We're not going to let anything get in our way, and we're going to make it happen within the confines of the law, of course. That comes from being raised that way and coming up in the business that way and sharing those things and making the difference in people's lives. I've been honored to be a part of it. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd do it for nothing. That's the reality of this job.
Dave, it's so funny, Sheriff, our core values when we sat here and we started the Bianchi Local, which I think all things come from your core values. So Dave and myself sat down for a long time and came up with exactly who we think we are. And it sounds like just what you just said right now: courage, compassion, and commitment. Dave, what do you?
Yeah, just on the compassion piece, and I knew, Sheriff Gannon, that it was going to come out of your mouth. Be good to people and empathize with people. Because for all the years that I've known you and I've seen you around, we were together last night at an event, always a smile. I'm always happy to see you. You just give off that vibe, Sheriff. How do you get to that spot, and how do you keep it up on a daily basis?
I don't know. I love it. I love every minute of it. I tell you that. I'm very honored to be the Morris County Sheriff. I'm very honored to be a police officer. I fight for the public support of the police. We need that right now. And we have a lot going on right in this state. Car thefts are up. Violent crime throughout the state is up. There's things going on. And we need the police out there. We need to fight lawlessness. We need those things. And that's across America. That's just not unique here. But we need the police to do that. And it's been my experience that in this community in Morris County, man, people do like the police. They support the police. They do. But we got to keep that going because we need the police to keep our downtown safe, right? Keep our community safe and all of that. And that takes all of us to do that. But I really think going back that first 3 years of that police officer, we spent a lot of time with that person, developing that person. And the manner in which, they play the way they practice. We have to work with them and share the good word. I got guys like, Kelly Zenowitz, who's my chief sheriff's officer, those types of people, high-end intelligence, really has it going on. I have Jack Ambrose, who everybody knows is chief of patrol. Selection of these right people that have like mindsets and are in it. They're not looking at the clock, and they're in it, all the time. We're successful because of that, I believe.
Sheriff, I have often said, first of all, the thing that's great about seeing you in this position, and this is a prejudice I have, I guess. Number one, you were the real deal as a cop and as a detective. And I think that is so important that the citizens elected a extremely experienced person for the position. Number two, I think that the people that you've hired, I say this all the time, including the ones you just mentioned, Kelly, who was on a number of our trials that we actually used as a witness, but also your administrative brass, people like Alan Robinson and Jane Rechtenwald and Richie Rose, who, emanate, both of those last two emanated from the prosecutor's office. You have a great crew behind you, so it's no wonder that your office has really risen to great heights.
Yeah, right people in the right seats at the right time. And that's a theme that we see in all of our guests that come on this show, WMTR, Nothing But the Truth. And it's especially for you, Sheriff. It's especially at the Bianchi Law Group. And I think it's something that everybody could relate to. It's such an important thing to put the right people in the right seats. Yeah, so Doc,
I have Mark Spitzer as under sheriff too.
Yeah.
I hire people smarter than me. That's important. Hire people that are smarter than you. Don't be afraid of that. And they prove time and time again they deliver. A lot of different projects going on right now. Here obviously Hope One. We have the correctional facility, right? We take Sussex County's inmates in. We've done a lot of different things. Emergency services units out there. There's a lot of different things. The Park Police. Right now, our new patrol division we've merged. So we've done some things to improve on this organization, improve on policing. There's only so much money to go around, so it's very important that we do it right. That patrol division has done a phenomenal job here in Morris County, out in our park system, protecting our houses of worship, protecting our critical infrastructures. Specifically, that's their remit, and time again doing a phenomenal job.
Well, testament to a leader is the fact that you're humble to say that you got smarter people, but you're not afraid because you have the confidence in yourself that these people, are there to be force multipliers. Doctor, curious to get to you about your mindset about your life and what advice can you give people as they're trying to navigate the difficulties of any profession, and life advice about your experiences as to what it is that made you as successful as you are.
Well, before I say that, I just want to, again, it's an honor to be here. Anytime I'm with Jimmy Gannon, I just feel honored. And there's an acronym in sports, GOAT, and it means greatest of all time. And that's how I feel about James Gannon. He is full of integrity and compassion, and he works his job to 100% each and every day. As far as I'm concerned, I've been raised in middle class in Ridgefield, small little town, and I go by God, country, family, and then my career comes after that, and that's how I follow it. And the 200 Club right now is pivotal in my life. I've gotten to a point that I could give extra time, and that's where I choose to give my time to the 200 Club. I was raised, Bob, on tomato sauce.
There'll be a little debate there. A little debate between gravy and sauce. I don't want to. We'll have to reserve that for another. Enough. I'm the national president of the Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. And,
I know you are.
We have that debate all the time. Yeah, well, good for you. Hey, guys, listen, I wish we had a lot more time, but unfortunately we don't. This is WMTR Radio's Nothing But the Truth every Saturday at 10:30. Dave, tell us how to get to the podcast. Close show, please.
Yeah, nothingbuttetruthpodcast.com is the one-stop shop for all of the podcasts, all of the videos. This will be airing on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, and then thereafter on Wednesday, we'll be dropping the podcast available on Spotify and iTunes, as well as the video. You can see these fine gentlemen on video, and it's something to see as well. Guys, thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you both on May 5th at the award show.
And if you haven't gotten your tickets, get out there and get your tickets.
Tickets.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. I'll let you know when it drops.
Sounds good. Thanks.
The Bianchi Law Group, a team of former prosecutors and certified criminal trial attorneys.
But here's the thing. He put himself in a box when he said,
Relied on by CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Law and Crime, and news leaders across the country for our criminal defense
To get a
expertise.
search warrant, you have to have probable cause that a crime's been committed and there's evidence in a particular place.
When you need a law firm with courage, compassion, and the commitment to fight for you, call the Bianchi Law Group today.